Welcome to a game between Fumica and bhaktivedanta. Bhaktivedanta. I'm gonna call him Danta for now. And Fumica requests this replay a starting rover with a recon commander. And Danta is starting with cloak bots and a guardian commander. And this is a pretty open map in the middle, and as you can see here, vehicles like rovers, they can't path over this area, so they're a little bit restricted in movement, but they still have a lot of room to maneuver in the middle and use their speed advantage. While bots, they can basically path almost anywhere on this map. It's just these sides basically that they can't really path. So yeah. I think this is a fine choice on this map. Rovers have a lot of room to maneuver in the middle, and you can also push with fencers and such, and yeah. It looks like you're stalling. Okay, you have your rover assembly, your rover factory on low priority. That's good. That means that your construction of mixes and winds are going to be prioritized. So one thing we'll keep a look out for is phantoms. You said you had some trouble dealing with them. And we can see there's some raiding coming out here, and yeah. Scorcher and a dart, that's a pretty good combo. And it looks here like Danta is, yeah, he's stalling energy a little bit, but not too bad. So yeah, it's pretty easy to defend on this map. Like, yeah, you have one Scorcher and one on dart. And yeah, there's two glaives here and the commander with the guardian drone here. Yeah, you can't really push up against this. It's hard to do much against this position on this map. And here you're building a Lotus turret there. I don't know why you're building it there. Like, the enemy can't go up this cliff, so you might as well build it a little more centered so it protects more of the ramp and protect the factory as well. So yeah, just a small thing. And your commander is idle here. You probably want to be moving out. These mixes are pretty easy to defend. Like, if you get the Lotus turret up here, yeah, it's pretty good defense if you want to keep these mixes. So I'd recommend like taking these mixes earlier, especially if you have a recon commander. He can just jump there, and yeah, you will get more metal income faster. So yeah. And still, your commander is still idle. I'm a bit if you're gonna take a recon commander, not use the jump, the recon commander is pretty useless. It has less build power than other commanders. It has 8 versus 10 of a guardian commander, for example. So it has less build power if you're just gonna keep it in the base, and it has less health. Yeah, you lose a Scorcher there against the Reaver, not a big deal. But yeah, the enemy is being pretty defensive with Reavers here, pushing out with Reavers. And yeah, it's hard to push up this ramp, especially this like 2 Lotus turrets in these positions. Yeah, it's gonna make it real hard to get by with any raiders. So yeah, that's just what all you need, I think, on this map to defend this upper part. And yeah, it's hard to go around. Like, you can attack this mech, but it's protected by these reavers. So yeah, it's hard to do much in this position. Yeah. Oh, and this con might go down because you didn't see this. You didn't have any radar here, and these Scorchers were out of position. That's kind of unlucky. But it looks like you're gonna be able to... Oh, you're not driving down the glade? Yeah. Yeah, you want to finish off that if you can. So yeah, I suggest if you're just gonna keep the commander here, you should probably take another commander, because, I mean, if you're just gonna keep it in the base, why not take a support commander? It has even more build power. It has 12 build power, so it builds even faster. Yeah, and this can be hard to be like if you don't notice that you're driving into Reaver, it's gonna kill off these Scorchers really easily. And you can see this Reaver coming up here, but you have a Lotus and a Ripper in position, so yeah, that should be pretty good for you. You should be able to kill it. Yeah, you were able to kill it, but yeah, the Reaver has a lot of DPS, so yeah, it was able to kill that Ripper, even though you had to support the Lotus turret. Reavers are pretty strong in that sense, so yeah, you generally don't want to 1v1 them with the Ripper. Yeah. And you lose another Ripper here because you're not really paying attention. Yeah. Um, yeah, it would be kind of weird if the enemy lets you get this up in position. They have their commander there. They can just push out and kill this turret here, I think, with support of some glaives and the commander. But it looks like you might be able to get it up just in time, because the enemy isn't pushing in with their commander. So now this could be dicey for Danta. Yeah, he should probably retreat in this position. And you managed to say that, Mason. That's nice. What more can I say? You don't seem to like to use repeat on your factory, but yeah. I guess if you want to make units that you feel that you need in this situation, yeah, that's fine to not keep your factory on repeat, as long as you keep it occupied and don't waste metal. So you're doing a two-pronged attack on the commander here, and it looks, yeah, this pathing is kind of bad. They get kind of tripped up. They try to attack the commander, but they stayed at range, so sometimes you have to manage that manually if you want to be sure that they're pathing the right way when you're chasing a target. And here's a Reaver. Yeah. Yeah, and when you're not paying attention, two Scorchers dies easily to a Reaver. But if you surround the Reaver with like 3-4 Scorchers, they can easily take over. I mean, they can easily kill a Reaver. And you choose to go for a Dominatrix from a defensive position here in the middle. That's fine, I guess. Oh, you might even get this Reaver. Yeah, that's nice. But yeah, a Dominatrix, if you don't have a defensive position like this, yeah, you can be, yeah, it can be easily overrun by glaives. And it looks like you kind of forgot to have your factory building. So now you have 500 metal that are unspent, and you accessed a bit of metal. So yeah, yeah, it's probably. I would probably recommend having it on repeat, building something, even if it's the wrong unit, not exactly the best unit, is usually better than wasting metal. And here you can see 4 glaives, Dominatrix with no, yeah, it's kind of out of position. And the Dominatrix goes down, so yeah. You have to be careful about that. A Dominatrix can easily be run down if it's out of position. Yeah. Fences are decent in this matchup. If you're pushing the hill like this, yeah, they have pretty long range. You can outrange Lotus turrets, you kill glaives easily, and yeah, if you have something like the commander together to go with them, yeah, it's pretty good. Like the commander, if the enemy has some reavers or knights, yeah, you can defend with your commander while the commander keeps doing damage. And here comes the first phantom. And you can say that your unit composition is not really ready for it. You only have a few units here. And yeah, Ravagers aren't that good at running down them. And you have also been continually losing quite a few units here and there to like Reavers out on the map. And yeah, if you don't have any units, like darts can be pretty annoying for the enemy, because they can distract the sniper shots while also being able to overrun the snipers if you get in position. Will this Reaver get another? Yeah, this Reaver killed, yeah. It killed like 3 Ravagers, I think. And yeah, at this point, yeah, it could probably push this position from 2 sides. Oh no, this Stinger hits, that's bad for fencers. Oh, and the enemy commander goes down. The enemy was too reckless with the commander going into the stinging range. So yeah, at this point, if the enemy has sniper, Scorchers are decent at running down snipers and getting through. Darts are also pretty good at running through because they're so cheap. So, but darts lack the DPS to deal with basically anything. So maybe you want to have some of both. Like you can have like 1 Scorchers and 2 darts, for example, if you want to find the snipers. Then you can have darts in front of the other units to try to distract the snipers to waste shots on them. And then you have, oh, you're driving into the Stinger here. That's not good. Yeah. Now you actually have darts. Will you hit the sniper? Ah, so close. So close. Yeah, you almost got the snipers with the darts. Yeah, and in this situation, you wanna run over this Reaver before it kills some excess, because losing metal income compared to losing 2 or 3 Scorchers in this position, yeah, it's better to just lose 2 or 3 Scorchers. You're overrunning it, you lose 3 Scorchers. And the mechs. If you had run in earlier, you probably would only have lost the 3 Scorchers. And now you have to rebuild the mechs as well, so yeah. Scorcher are decent if you get a good surround. That wasn't even a good surround against the Reaver. Yeah, as you can see here, the enemy doesn't actually have a lot of units here. You could easily overrun the sniper with the darts or even Scorchers. Go into stinging range with Scorchers, that costs quite a bit, so yeah. But for example, in this position, yeah, you're trying to distract the sniper by making these nano frames. It's a decent strategy. The enemy is still fighting at radar dots, so yeah, they will waste a lot of ammo. But imagine if you just had 5 darts here, you see on the radar you see no enemy units down here. You can just run down with 5 darts and you get a free sniper. Or maybe you lose 1 dart. Yeah, very cheap. Very, very cheap to get that sniper. So yeah. I mean, badges are decent. They're gonna make it hard if you have a minefield like this. It's gonna be hard. The snipers might even die. So badges are decent in this matchup, I'd say. But look here in the middle. Like imagine having like 5-10 darts coming in here. Would be perfect. You would get these slings and probably even the sniper. Meanwhile, you have a Faraday here, a lone Faraday. I mean, a lone Faraday doesn't do anything. It doesn't do any damage, so it's pretty useless. If it doesn't have any backup. Yeah. So yeah, badgers also need a bit of care, because otherwise they might get stuck on a ledge like this, because yeah, they can't go here, but they're trying to escape this Reaver. And yeah, and in this situation it just around this Reaver and it runs into snipers, so yeah. You have to take a bit of care for the badgers so they don't run into weird positions. So yeah, taking a bit more care where units are, yeah, I would recommend that. Yeah, and this should be on finding sniper duty. Yeah. I mean, guessing where the sniper is, you can kinda, if you're paying a lot of attention, you can see when they fire and spot their projectile, where the projectile is coming from, and then you go in that direction. And you can even, if you zoom in and hear the sound, you can also zoom in, so you actually hear it. That also helps a bit. So it looks, yeah, all this time you have been missing the snipers with your darts. Look at this, yeah, so close again. Yeah. Yeah, so my tips is, yeah, try to, when you see that the enemy has reverse, you should try to be a bit more careful with your units, so you don't like have two scorchers out running around and just running into to reverse and dying. Because yeah, you did early game, you didn't do that well in attrition. You lost a bit more units than your enemy. But then in the mid game, you kind of caught up when you killed that commander. That was a big mistake by the enemy. But after you killed that commander, you didn't really get any big value on the map. And your fencer push, yeah, you ran into a stinger there, and yeah, the fencers died. So that wasn't too good. So yeah, making some more darts earlier would have helped. And also being able to fan them out more. Like, yeah, it takes a bit of practice to guess where the enemy has their phantoms, but it works. If you have a secure enough position, yeah, badgers are decent, but at this point it was too late, I'd say. Because if you get badgers, typically from a position like when you had these stingers, yeah, badgers are fine. They will fire at enemy, and you can even lay a minefield manually by targeting the ground. You can make an attack command even. If you hold Alt and draw a line, you press attack and then you draw a line with Alt. You get the line of attack commands, and that's pretty useful for to lay a minefield for the badges, for example. So even if you're not firing, have the enemy in range right now, you could just draw a line and you get a minefield, and the snipers can't really walk through there, and that keeps your stingers pretty safe as well as your badgers. And then you can have yeah, you can have fight move, and yeah, it's not a good time for snipers to go up against badgers, unless you're losing this badly, so to say. So yeah, my tips are basically learn to fan out with darts more. You made darts too late, I'd say. And you have to be a bit more careful. Like you were really close several times in this position to catch a sniper. Just make sure to go all the way to the edge. You stopped like here, and the sniper was like going slowly up the mountain here, or the hill. Yeah, if you had just gone a little further, you would have spotted it. You would have slowed it. Your command was here. It could have jumped down and finished off the snipers. So, yeah, be more persistent. The thing is with auto kiting, yeah, the enemy will move away from units, and they will tend to find the cracks in units. Cracks? Yeah, they will tend to find the ways to hide from your enemy, and you have to be really persistent in how you make line commands with darts to actually find them. So yeah, those are my tips for you. Good luck and have fun.